For today, again, I thought I'd do a bit of a summary and add a couple of things in that I'm sure Peter will have comments to make. But I also want to mention that right at the start, I said we might occasionally refer to certain books because, as you can see around this room, there are books everywhere. And we've already mentioned not only biblical quotes, but things like the books that Tim Marshall wrote on geopolitics. There were three of them: The Power of Geography and The Prisoner of Geography and Divided. But Tim Marshall actually has things on podcasts, and you can go on YouTube and type the name in, and you can with any of the references really. If I mention a reference here, the chances are it will be somebody who you can find on YouTube. The guy who I've already mentioned, Dave Bookless, and the book Planetwise that I've been using a lot, and I want to give him credit and thank him for the ideas he's given me, or where I affirm his. It's just a brilliant book. But Dave Bookless is also on YouTube, and so are other references, one of which I'm going to mention today. It's a book I'll probably come back to. It's a book called Rebirding, and it might sound like you need to be a keen bird watcher, naturalist, environmentalist or whatever to be interested in this book, but actually it's about much more than that and goes with the theme of justice and the mess we make of things. That is the theme of this second half of Lent that we're doing. The name of the guy is Benedict MacDonald, and you can find some videos by him on YouTube if you'd like to look at that as well. So I mentioned that briefly at the moment. What I want to say, Peter, today, I want to really get to grips with the basics of what we're doing, because it's easy for me to get lost in it and you to get lost in what actually we're talking about, because we go off at tangents all the time. So I want to say this first of all. Climate change, which is a topic that we see all the time in the media, whether you agree with it or not, is actually a symptom of a much deeper sickness. Humans, we and others, we have a relationship with our planet, but it's gone all wrong, and there's something there that we need to look at. And I want to say that we're living in a way that we can't really continue, although whether Peter agrees with me, be an interesting one. And I don't think the solution is to do with hard political choices or better technology, things that actually the pub group that Peter and I are in sometimes talk about, and sometimes at depth. I think at the heart of it is about who we are as humans. And that's why I come back to the overall theme for this second half of Lent, which is repentance. So before I go on with any more of that, I just want to see if Peter's got something he's pressingly wanting to say.
Yeah, climate change, I am not convinced about.
I thought you might say that, because you've said it to me before.
I think humans have an effect on the climate, but my opinion is it's not that bad. But that doesn't stop us from looking after the environment and doing the best we can. I don't think there's much in the way of it's so unpredictable, so it's difficult to know what our effect on the climate and what it's going to do in the future. It might be as catastrophic as you suggest, but I think if we sorted it out now, it would be fine.
As you can probably imagine, folks, Peter and I have had these discussions before, and I think I want to say, in the words of two commentators who put a podcast out nationally, Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart, that I want to disagree agreeably with Peter on this one. And I think I just want to say to him as a bit of a challenge that somewhere around about, I think it's 98% of scientists worldwide would agree with the conclusions of the International Panel on Climate Change, or something like that. IPCC it's called, and you can look that one up, which pretty evidentially would disagree with you. But we could come back to that one because this is not about that.
No.
Although, if you think it's less of a problem, we might think maybe there's less of an issue around the other points that I'm starting to make, like, do we really need a solution? Do we really need the better technology that some people say helps? Can we continue the way we are? They all actually are, in a way, relevant points to grapple with, although whether they're the ones I want to get down to is another matter. Do you want to come back at me again there or not?
No, that's a
You don't want to
conversation
argue
for
with
another time.
No, we wouldn't argue anyway, would we? But I just want to say it's not just about how we treat the planet, really. I think caring for the planet is an issue of justice, but I think it interacts so much. It's not just an environmental justice issue, and I want to kind of talk about how it automatically overlaps with economic justice, social justice, just about every justice framework you could put on it, ethical justice, and into that, if there's an injustice, that's because humans are being unjust, and therefore it's about something wrong rather than anything else. Anything on that? Come back at me immediately if you want to.
I think we'll be here for another 20 minutes if I want to.
Okay. Well, you're probably going to butt in with some of the other comments I'm going to make, but I want to come back to the fact that God cares for this planet, and if you can just hang on to that statement, I'm going to do some biblical references on that next time, into the caring and how we get spoken to about our planet through the creation that we're sitting amongst at the moment. So I'll leave it at that today, because you might just want to reflect on the fact that we've grappled a little bit with the basic theme of repentance and its link to the planet we live on. So thank you for now.
Thank you.